Sniffles Bells the Cat is a little slow to begin with, but once it gets going, it's not a bad cartoon. This is a Warner Brothers cartoon from 1941, directed by Chuck Jones and written by Rich Hogan. And Sniffles is voiced by Margaret Hill-Talbot, and the other mice are voiced by Marjorie Tarlton. And it's unusual to have other mice in a Sniffles cartoon. It's not unheard of, but usually Sniffles is the only mouse. So it was quite interesting to have these other mice, and these other mice decide that Sniffles has to put a bell on the cat. And I love the cat. It's the classic Warner Brothers sleek, slender, black and white, pre-Sylvester cat. Really love how it's animated. And of course, Sniffles is brilliantly animated as well. And it did take a long time for Sniffles to get out there with the bell. And what's interesting about this is that there's a Disney book where Cinderella's mice put a bell on Lucifer. And I just couldn't help but compare it all of the way through. That's not fair, but it's just worth bearing in mind that if you've read that book, it's a very similar concept. But I will say, with a very different execution, things go very differently for Sniffles. It was interesting enough. I won't spoil it too much by giving away any specifics, but I will say the thing with the cups, the teacups, I liked how that played out. I thought it looked good. It was very well animated. Sniffles is a very likeable character here. You've got to admire his courage, and the cat, even though the cat's the antagonist, I rather like it. It's just beautiful. Really a gorgeous character. As I said, it's a little slow. It takes a little bit of time to get anywhere. But once it gets going, basically from the point where Sniffles comes face to face with the cat, I'm not entirely sure how far into it, but I say it's maybe about a quarter of the cartoon. Once it gets going, though, it's interesting enough. The narrative's quite fun. It's predictable in parts, not so much in others. Very well animated. If you're a fan of Sniffles, I'd say Sniffles Bells the Cat is worth watching at least once. I might watch it again. It's not, it's not an all-time favourite or anything, but I wouldn't mind seeing it a second time. And certainly I recommend it for viewing at least once.